So okay, so some people would say that you remind them of Candace Parker,
Really?
and not for your basketball skills, but because of how you look.
Yeah, I get that a lot. Like even around in Raleigh, people will be like, "Are you Candace Parker?" I'm like, "No." Like I don't know. I had to look. I don't know if I see it or not, but hey, she Tito, so it's a compliment.
What's up, y'all? I'm Khiry, and today joining me for a conversation is Khamil Pierre out of NC State. And Khamil transferred from Vanderbilt this past season and played her first year at NC State. Had a crazy year, 22 double doubles, led the Power Four conference in rebounding, 11.9 rebounds per game. Set an tied the NC State record for rebounds per game in the season, 11.9. Just had a really solid season and was first team All ACC. Was a AP All American honorable mention. I just really look forward to see what she's going to be able to do now that she's in the system. She knows what to expect playing alongside Zoe Brooks, seeing that combination and things like that. So got a lot of things to talk about. Looking forward to this. So without further ado, let's get into it. All right, Camille, I gotta ask you, how's your athletic trainer Brittany treating you up at NC State?
Great. Do you know her?
Yeah, I do know her. Yeah, we went to school together. We went to school together.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Yeah, and she might not remember, well, if she saw my face, she would definitely like remember me or whatever. But yeah,
Yeah.
just tell her I say hello and
Oh, well.
just happy to see her doing her thing and doing well for herself and everything like that. How has it been with her at NC State as your athletic trainer? Like, what's the relationship like and how have things been up there?
I mean, that's probably who I'm like closest with on staff, and she's funny. Like she's just really good people, good company. So we're really close, and I mean, she helps me a lot with my body. So I feel like that's really important.
You had a crazy year at NC State, was all ACC first team, AP All American honorable mention selection, 11.9 rebounds, tied the NC State record for the most in program history. 22 double doubles. I mean, you led the team in points and rebounds this season. Even before that, you led Vandy in rebounding when you were at Vandy. Um, just like, when I think of you, you have a ton of skill, but like rebounding is a big one that kind of stands out. I know that's a lot that I just talked about and everything like that, just going through the accolades, but what do you feel when you hear stuff like that?
I mean, I guess I don't put too much thought into it. It's more of like to me what's expected. I might not be the tallest on the court, but I'm 6'2" and I'm athletic. So to me, I don't see a reason why every game I shouldn't lead both teams in boards, let alone the country.
What's your first thoughts when that ball is going up when somebody shoot the ball? What's going on in your head?
That is my ball, really. I think for some people, like they think it's a lot of skill. I think I kind of just watch the ball, have a good sense of where it's going to come off the rim, if it's going to be a make or a miss, and I think I just got a good feel for where it's going.
When did you develop that? Because I feel like it had to come from somewhere. So when did that start for you? Or is it instinctive? Is it just always been there? Like, talk a little bit about that.
I think I don't put too much thought into it, but I also understand that like it's more effort and want than anything else, right? Anyone can grab a rebound. It doesn't matter if you're the biggest or the smallest. It's just who wants it more. I think that's like a common factor in basketball in general. And I think that's just how I approach my rebounding. Because there's stronger girls, there's bigger girls, probably girls who can jump higher, but like if I want it more, I'm gonna get that ball.
Hold on. You said girls who can jump higher?
I don't think I can jump that high. People think I jump high. I don't think I can.
Nah, Camille, you know you can jump high. You could dunk. A lot of people can't dunk. Like you part of that small percentage of women's basketball players that could dunk. You're not 6'6", 6'7", you 6'2".
Yeah.
And it's like that's not short and anything, nothing like that, but it's like that's not super tall either though. So like, nah, you definitely got some hops. You know you got some hops. When did the first it had to start somewhere. So when did like dunking become a thought in your mind?
Back when I lived in Phoenix, I played AAU for 3 months, and I had a teammate, Maya Verse. She's at Texas A&M now. She could dunk the ball like no other, and I used to be like, "Well, we're the same height. Like, we kind of got the same build. There's no reason I shouldn't be able to." And so we used to just all try after practice, and I think it was just like a jealousy thing, and so I'm like, "Dang, like." How could she dunk? I can't dunk. And then I just would try to touch the rim, and then soon I could grab it. And then I remember my dad would always be like, "Oh, if you can't jump this high and your arm this high above the rim, you're not gonna be able to dunk." And I was like, "Man, you lying?" And then yeah, I don't jump that high, but I can. I could punch it.
Wait, so this started in high school.
Yeah,
So when did you first dunk? Like when was the first time you actually dunked?
probably like my junior summer.
Wait, let me go back a little bit. So when did it actually start? Like around what age did you start to like even attempt to dunk?
Junior summer.
Junior summer? Okay, okay,
It probably
okay.
took about a month and a half.
So you must have been practicing every day.
Not like crazy though. Like it just kind of came to me naturally. So I got lucky.
So junior year is when it started, and I see you do a lot of in warm-ups. Is that something that is that like a regular routine that you do, or like just spur of the moment? Like what? How is that?
Just for a moment. The last time I had like tried was at Notre Dame, and like they had good music. It was good vibes, and then yeah, just dunk.
Coming out of high school, you were the Arizona Gatorade Player of the Year, and to win that award, that means something. That means you're pretty good and everything like that. But I just wonder if did you feel like you were overlooked coming out of high school? And if so, is that like what fuel you? Is that what fuels you? Is that give you like extra chip, like motivation, when you're out there playing?
For sure. But I also think that I wasn't nearly as talented as I am now. Like I think there was a big developmental gap that I had back then. And so, I mean, like, I understand it. Of course, everyone wants to be ranked high and get invited to camps, but I also understood that everyone's journey is different. And I mean, I might not have gotten invited to camps back then, but some of those girls, like, I feel I outperform now or I'm a better player. So it's just like, I try not to get caught up too much and, man, I should have gone to this or why didn't they invite me to that? Because everyone's plan is just different.
Yeah, yeah, no, and you said like you were underdeveloped, you're way more skilled now and stuff like that. So, what did it take for you to get from where you were to where you are today?
Just to want to be better. I remember my freshman year of college, like even back to AAU, I remember I would go to practice. My mom always reminds me. I came home for probably like 2 weeks straight. Didn't want to eat dinner, didn't want to talk to my family about how practice went because I just felt so behind. I would tell them like I'm just not good enough. Like I shouldn't have quit soccer. I should have kept playing. Like the girls are better, they're faster, they make shots. Like I can barely dribble. And here I am. I'm probably 17. Like that's hard. And so I struggled with that for a long time. Then I started to get offers, so I felt a lot better about myself. Then when I got to my freshman year of college, like I wasn't playing like I thought at Vandy. I was told I was going to start and I would get these many minutes. I didn't get that at all towards like the end of the season. So the break from my freshman summer to the start of my sophomore season, I knew that like I had to be the one who made the change. And I felt like again, it was just that want to be better. Like I wanted people to see that I am more than capable and I can compete and I could be great one day. And I feel like that was really what set me apart from a lot of other athletes who've been playing their whole life.
And you mentioned soccer, like obviously, you at some you play basketball. So at some point you had to drop soccer for basketball. And can you talk a little bit about how did you make that decision? And when did you make that decision? What was going on? How did you come to dropping soccer for basketball?
I think going into my junior year is when I decided to quit soccer. But like I love soccer. Like I was on the national team. Like I was one of the best in the state, one of the best in the country. Like, I had interest and offers like at a really young age. And in Arizona, like high school basketball and soccer is during the same time. So I could still play club soccer and also play high school basketball. So like if practice got done early at soccer or we had an off day, I would go play basketball like my freshman, sophomore year. If I had soccer, that's what I was going to do. AU teams would always reach out and I'd be like, no, I'm just focused on soccer, focus on soccer. And then my freshman year, I got put on varsity. I got picked on really bad. I was, unproportional. My arms were long, but I was like short. Like I wasn't that good, but that was expected. And so I just decided. I remember I told my mom one day, I was like, I want to see if I could be good. Like everyone's telling me I can't, you can't stick to this, don't do this. And then I just decided to quit. I put all my eggs in one basket. And for me, it was like everybody was hesitant, right? Like I knew my mom was probably hesitant because it's like you played this sport your whole life. I mean, everybody knows you could be great and you could play professionally with this. Coaches, scouts, everything. And here I am, a young kid. I'm like, no, I don't want to do it anymore. I want to try something that I don't really do. So to me, it was like I knew I just had to make it work, and that's how I am to this day still.
Yeah, you said like arms long, unproportional.
Yeah, yeah,
Like, did you have a growth spurt or something?
yeah. I definitely did. I wasn't that tall in high school. I was probably like my freshman year, maybe like I was still in like the 5 foot for sure. Not even like 5'10", but like 5'8", 5'7". But like my arms were just long, like real skinny body. It was odd. So I definitely grew up well.
Like I want to bring this back up, just because you talked about coming out of high school, you felt like you were a little overlooked, but obviously, you said you had to develop and things like that. But in college, considering everything you've done, especially over the last 2 seasons, do you still feel like you're somewhat being overlooked?
I think so, but I also think for those who know basketball, like I feel like people would understand that I am one of the best in college basketball right now. And there's a handful of girls that I would also say are like some of the best. But I mean, yeah, I don't have the most followers. I don't got the most deals. Like, but I get my stuff done on the court. And I feel like one day, if this is what I'm supposed to do with my life, then that will show for everybody. So sometimes I just got to take a step back and understand, like, I can't get so wrapped up in, well, I want this deal or how did they get this deal? And I just try to stay in my lane and try to stay focused. And if it's for me, it's for me.
Okay, yeah. So obviously you started playing basketball late. You felt like you were underdeveloped,
Yeah.
arms unproportional and things like that. Just you had to come into your own. So when was the moment you felt like I'm starting to see some development in my game? I'm starting to
Mhm.
feel like, I got this and I'm feeling that sense of belonging. Uh, when was that for you?
My freshman year, we played Georgia at Georgia. And I think that might have been my first career start, like in SEC play. And then after that, I continued to start, like, had really good games, was stacking games, stuff like that. Felt like that gave me like a little taste, but like my whole sophomore season, like even seeing different analytics that like sports page were posting, I was like, wow, like, I could really be something good. So probably like end of freshman year, start of sophomore.
Yeah, so like I do remember that game, Georgia. I think you had a career high 28 points, something like that at the time. Yeah,
Mhm.
but really I started to take notice of you. It was I think it was Auburn. I think it was Auburn. And I don't know if you started or not, but you had a double double, 17
Mhm.
points, 10 rebounds. I was like, man, who is this? Freshman. I'm like the way you
Yeah.
athletically, how you looked on the court and some of the things you were doing. I was like, we need to see more of this. We need to see more of her or whatever. But yeah, and I think the Georgia game was probably the next game, or it was a couple games later. You had 28, so I'm like, yeah, we need to like she doing her thing. Like, who is this? We need to see more of that. One thing I like about you on the court or your game is like you have this like quiet demeanor about you. Like I know you're not quiet,
Mhm.
but like the way you carry yourself, I think people on the outside looking in will probably think you are quiet, but you have like this aggressiveness to you, like you got like this, like
Mhm.
it's like you know what I'm saying? Like yeah, so like I'm trying to figure out like where does that come from?
I think because I used to get told for so long that I was bad and like people really were better than me. Now that I feel like, okay, like you might be good, but I'm just as good, if not better. Like I love being competitive. I love talking trash. I love when players talk trash. Like I think that makes a game fun for players, for fans. And like there's levels to it. And obviously you need to keep it classy and not like act a fool. But I mean, that's fun. Like my coach doesn't like that, but I love it.
Do you start the trash talk or like how does that go?
If coach asks me, I'm gonna say no. Every time ref gets involved, anything, I'm be like, I'm not. I'm lying. I
Yeah.
probably started it, but sometimes I don't. So I feel like it's a good mix. I'm gonna finish it for sure.
Who would you say? I know people talk trash to you, but who would you say talked the most trash this past season? Who's the biggest trash talker?
I'm not gonna lie, like SEC compared to ACC is a whole different ball game. Like SEC, oh, I could name a ton, but ACC, it was like I don't. It was kind of hit or miss. Like you might run into a team that's got some people talking a lot of trash, but they're losing really bad, and you might run into a team that's really good and they're not talking any trash. So I felt like there wasn't anyone who stood out. I feel like if you ask someone else in the ACC, they'd probably say me. So
So you the number one trash talker in the ACC?
yeah, yeah, probably. Oh, Zam Jones, my old teammate. I think she's gonna talk a lot of trash this year, but she's really good. So it's exciting. It was firing me up last year when she talked trash on our team. So that would be cool to see.
Yeah, Zam Jones, she definitely bring the energy.
She do.
Like, yeah, for sure, for sure. And like speaking of Zam, like, obviously your former teammate, how is it when a player leaves and goes into the transfer portal that somebody you used to play with, maybe you were close to this person, like how does that affect the team or how does that affect you like from your perspective as a player?
As the season goes on, I feel like certain players, like you expect more than others to leave. Obviously, we go through a lot together and we talk, like, so you kind of have an idea for who's going to stay, who's going to leave. Obviously, this past season, we had a good amount leave, but I feel like at the end of the day, if they're doing what's best for them, that's all that matters. Like, you can't really be mad at anyone for choosing what they think is the best decision. So, whether it's Zam, Tilda, I mean, Mal, Lo, we had a lot of people leave. Um, I mean, all you can do is wish him the best, really. Like, I enjoyed playing with all my teammates last season. And like when I do talk to him to hear him say like, man, like this is different or I love this. I know my teammate Mal, we were really close. She's at USF right now. I mean, she loves it. She's in Florida. Like, that's what I feel like we tend to forget. Like, not every school is what some a certain player needs. And some people like maybe they just need change. I think the outside world always views the transfer portal as something bad, or they're chasing money, or their coach didn't like them, or they were bad for the team. But really, nobody knows what's going on except for the people that's there. So I feel like each one of my teammates who left, like I know they're happy where they're at now. I know they had times they were happy here, but and I'm sure like every athlete, there was times they weren't happy here. But I mean, they'll all be successful where they are, and like they're all good kids. So.
Okay, okay. And bringing up old teammates, I just feel like Zam Jones, she's standing in the ACC and she definitely gonna talk some trash.
Yeah.
So is it like is it like any teams or any players that you look forward to playing against this upcoming season, whether it be in the ACC or whether it be non-conference?
I'm really excited to play all the teams that beat us in the ACC last season for sure. I mean, obviously, you got the Dukes, Louisville, UNC, like great programs coached by great people. So I think those are always exciting and something to look forward to. But also, I know we have LSU on our schedule for our Thanksgiving tournament. I mean, I've always been a fan to play against Kim Mulkey. I feel like she always puts together a strong team. I know they're gonna come fired up and they're gonna talk trash and like I love that environment. I'm friends with a lot of the girls on LSU, so on the court it might not look like it, but like off the court, we'll have conversations, and I think that should be a game everyone looks forward to because it's gonna be a good back and forth.
When it comes to the ACC, do you feel like the ACC is slept on?
A little bit, I think some conferences might have like more consistency across like the board of like their top teams. But I feel like for the ACC, some teams are really good. Some teams might not be as good. But I mean, it's a new season, new team. So of course things could change. But like when I think of ACC, like I know teams that when I hear, I'm like, okay, that's a really good team. Like that's a team like have to be really locked in for.
Gotcha, gotcha. Yeah, and I asked that question because I feel like the ACC is kind of slept on a little bit, like in the NCAA tournament. You know what I'm saying? Virginia, they went far. Nobody expected that. Duke went far. North Carolina. I mean, it was teams that went deep into the tournament. Notre Dame. I mean, I'm just thinking like who all like went further than what people expected, and like yeah, the ACC they represented in the tournament for sure. Can you talk a little bit about the fan base? Because I feel like when it comes to the ACC, NC State has one of the, I mean, not even just the ACC, but in the country. Like when I watch it on TV, it's loud. Like it gets loud in the arena. Can you talk a little bit about the fan base and just like what it's like being at NC State with the fans?
It's amazing for sure. I mean, I don't think we ever have games where we don't have a big crowd show up. So I think understanding that support that we have from everyone out here, like that goes a really long way. And it means so much more than I think they know themselves. Like to show up, whether it's a late game or like a midday game, like that's super cool. Like that gets us excited to play. And also another reason that, we want to win because we have these people who support us day in and day out, like, we want to give back to them and, put on a show and, even in like little things like, after a game, like waving or giving high fives to fans, like taking time to sign autographs, have conversations. Like at the end of the day, they're people too. And so I feel like just being able to have that connection with them and let them know that we really appreciate them, like that goes a long way.
And so since being at NC State, what would you say is something that you've learned since being at NC State?
Mm, like on the court or like just in general?
Yeah, just in general, like it could be anything. On the court, off the court, it could be the littlest thing.
I would definitely say like the biggest thing for me going into my senior year, I feel like I made a big change on is like my perspective. Like, I mean, if you show up, whether you have stuff going on in your life off the court and you're just like, man, I'm tired or I don't want to be here today or my shot's off, like that really weighs on you. And I felt like I let a lot of that weigh on me last season. So I think what they've kind of taught me just by being good people is like how you treat others of course matters. I feel like that's something I've always like had instilled in me, but also like just finding the joy in everything, whether it's your teammate finally getting something that they've been struggling with, whether it's walking into the gym and having good energy, like anything, like it's stuff that you think might not matter, it really does matter. And it took me 3 years to really believe that. And so I think that's been huge. And like, even like Vandy, like certain things they said to me, like I've carried on here. And I feel like recently this summer, like I've just kind of started to put everything together. So I'm really proud of myself to kind of see all that glue.
Gotcha. So everything's starting to come together
Hmm.
as
Hmm.
it should, you know. And so how would you say that's helped you with your leadership as a leader? How does that help you?
I think that if I'm able to let like the underclassmen know or even upperclassmen, like we might think like, man, coach is just saying this or like this doesn't matter. If they can understand sooner than I did that, like it really does matter what you do off the court. Um, how you show up, the perspective you have, your mindset. Like if they can understand how important that really is, that might be like the key factor that makes them that much better, that helps them get to that next step. Or even like from a confidence aspect, like that's really a make or break for a lot of players. I mean, I've seen players on this team and even on Vandy who it's like, you're great athletes, right? That's why you're here. But if you don't believe that more than anyone else, like it doesn't matter. Like we could sit here and tell you you're great, you're great, you're great, but until you believe it yourself, like it won't do you much good. So I feel like really just as a leader, I'm not someone who's gonna be loud, hoorah. I don't even really like to break down the circle. I never do. But like whether it's taking my teammates to lunch and letting them know like, okay, you're a freshman, you might be homesick, but like I was homesick too. Like, and, I think sometimes people forget like the bigger the name or the bigger the numbers you put up, they think like everything's just smooth. But like I used to not have confidence in myself. You know, I used to be homesick. I used to think that I would never be good. And like here I am a senior and I feel like I feel just really comfortable where I'm at in my life. Not that that's a good thing, but like I feel like I'm able to, get better and have a good head on my shoulders and just kind of have a good feel for everything around me.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. And it's not a bad thing either,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know. But things are starting to come together and you're starting to see things from a different perspective, which is good. But okay, so is there anyone on the team that you feel like is going to make an impact this season that people may not be expecting? Maybe people don't know their name, but after this season, like people going to know their name. Like, is there any players that we might be, sleep on?
I feel like we have a lot. And because of that, I think we all understand like our role and what we might need to give come season. Obviously, things could change. So there's a lot of people I could say. I feel like right now, just as an upperclassman, Desiree Wooten, she came from Colorado. I think people are gonna love her game. I mean, she can pass the ball insanely well. She can shoot the three like you wouldn't believe. And I think a lot of people have probably underlooked her because she's been at different schools. She's undersized. I mean, she's gonna get to the rim. She's not afraid of anything. Like I think she's a really solid player all around. I think she'll be really good for us this year.
Yeah, 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 definitely. Desiree Wooten was at Colorado last year.
Mhm.
Made a lot of big
Mhm.
plays for them.
Yeah.
Colorado had a lot of close games, and I just remember her just making a lot of
Mhm.
clutch plays. So yeah, okay, Desiree Wooten. Okay, yeah. All right. Okay, so talk a little bit about Zoe Brooks. What's it like playing with Zoe Brooks? What is it about, y'all's relationship on the court and off the court?
Zoe is a great player, obviously. I mean, if you watch games, you'll be able to tell that. But I think a big thing that separates her is she's a great teammate. Like she has such like a uplifting personality. So bringing that on the court, like you enjoy being around her. She's gonna pour into you as she would want to be poured back into. I feel like from my perspective, like me and Zoe, we in a sense are kind of like a duo. Like we play really well together. We both kind of understand like this is our last year and we understand what we want. So I mean, there's games where I feel like Zoe comes out and she might not be doing what the team needs. And Zoe and me have an understanding where I'm gonna rip Zoe, whereas I might not be able to rip certain other teammates. And she's gonna understand that that's not only coming from a place of love, but like a place of kind of like expectation in a sense. Like I need you to do better because when you do better, I do better. This whole team does better. So I feel like um, just from an on court standard, like she's gonna do whatever the team needs. She's gonna be there for the team on and off the court, and she's just gonna do whatever it takes to help put the team in the best position possible.
Yeah, okay, okay. Yeah, I definitely can't wait to see what y'all come back this year and put together on the court as that 1-2 punch.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it'll be exciting
Yeah, 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 definitely, definitely. So does Zoe hold you to that same standard?
for sure. She gonna get into me if she knows like I'm not doing what I need to do, and we just have that understanding. So I mean, like even if it's in the heat of the moment, like I mean, we gonna move on. Like next day, next play, like it's whatever. And that's just with our friendship, but also like how we play with each other on the court.
So what can people expect from the NC State team this upcoming
Mhm.
season?
I think a way better team than last season. None of us were happy how we ended the season. And I just feel like even from like a team chemistry aspect, like this team is a lot better on and off the court. I think a lot of us are putting a lot more work into. So I think just a lot of things will go a long way. And I mean, we'll tell when the season comes, but like I think we all have really high expectations, and I think there's no reason why we can't achieve all of those.
So you an NBA YoungBoy fan?
Oh yeah.
She said, "Oh yeah, oh yeah." So is that what you're listening to before the games? Like, what are you listening to?
I'm really odd. Like I'll listen to just everything. Sometimes I'm listening to really slow stuff, but I also like to listen to like a lot of R&B. So sometimes before the game, I'm kind of just listening to that, like really old school stuff. But even in my workouts, I like to listen to everything. I listen to music all the time.
Okay, Gotcha. So wait, when you say old school, I gotta know like
Hmm.
what you consider old school? Because you know y'all younger people, y'all be making me feel old.
Um, do you know like the song Charlene?
Arlene, I'm trying to think.
I gotta look on my phone. Or like Coming From Where I'm From. It's in a lot of the black movies.
Gotcha. Yeah, I probably know it, but
I have heard it. Yeah, they be old.
yeah.
Like old Monica, Erica Badu, stuff like
Okay,
that.
yeah, yeah. That's okay.
Yeah,
That's not bad.
yeah,
That's not bad. Okay, I just had to make sure because I'm like I done seen some videos and stuff online. People like talking about what's old and stuff
yeah.
like that. So yeah. So I know you jump around. I know you listen to different things, but what's one song that's in the rotation? Like this is what you listen to. You gonna listen to this before the game.
Mm, I honestly don't have one because if I listen to like the same thing over and over, I'll get bored. So it changes all the time.
Okay, okay, yeah, that makes sense. I mean, it just depends on the mood.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah. Okay. Wes Moore, one of the most successful coaches in the game, just had a whole lot of success over his long career. What's it like playing for Wes Moore?
It's tough. I'm not gonna lie. I think last season I kind of struggled with like certain things he would say or like how he would act towards me. Like I felt like it was rude in a sense, but I think once I finally understood, like I think Coach Moore really does care for me, and like he thinks I can be greater than probably what I think, and so it all comes from love. I mean, I remember there was a practice he told me I'd be lucky. What did he say? He said I would be lucky if Ukraine lets me play for them. So I remember that day I was hot. I was like, man, I'm gonna get drafted. And we were going back and forth. Had a great practice. So like I think he understands what he's doing and I think he's going to say certain things to certain players because he expects more out of them, like any coach would. But I mean, it shows he's a great coach. He knows exactly what he's doing. And then off the court, like he really is like super good person. Like he wants us to be good people. Like, yeah, of course in the classroom, but just like to others. So like I think I'll definitely be grateful to like in my college playing for him. And just all that he does for me. Like I really think like especially this season, like he's gonna help build me into exactly what I need to be, but more. So I'm excited regardless of how it comes out.
Yeah, yeah, definitely, definitely. I mean, playing for a coach like that is it's gonna be tough. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
it's gonna be rough. But okay, so you coming from Arizona all the way over to North Carolina, what's like talk a little bit about like the differences and how it's different being
Yeah.
um in North Carolina, like coming from Arizona.
I definitely realized I'm a West Coast kid. I mean, I miss home a lot. I miss the weather, the vibe. Raleigh's kind of slow. Really nice people though, but like, oh yeah, I would rather like live in Phoenix, but to each their own.
Obviously, coming from
Mhm.
Arizona to North Carolina, you basically you inherited a beef. You inherited
Mhm.
a rivalry. You know what I'm saying? One of the best rivalries in all of sports. You know the North Carolina, Duke, North NC State. So, how has it been with that? Like in terms of, you know what I'm saying, just coming over and just knowing like, oh, we don't like that team up the road.
Yeah, we don't like them. Like we're gonna come game time, we're gonna talk trash. I think it was UNC was dancing on our logo when they beat us. Like, oh, we ain't forget that. So it's definitely gonna be big competition. Like it's gonna be. I mean, we're gonna have that chip on our shoulder, like you said, but like off the court, like we don't have no animosity towards those girls. I seen some of the Duke girls over the weekend. Like they're all really nice people. Like so, I mean, it's really just like an in-game thing. But I don't mean like we all this cool. Like we still want to beat them and everything. So yeah, we'll see who comes out on top this year. But hopefully it's us.
Let's talk about the WNBA a little bit. Is the WNBA is that like a dream of yours? Is that in the vision? Like what's going on?
Oh, that's all I got. That's the goal for me. So I feel like this year I've been really fixated on like whatever I need to change, however I need to act to not only get drafted but stay in the league. Like that's what I want to do. So that's definitely my main priority, and just fully being like willing to do whatever it takes. I think I'll get put in a good position.
And what's the impression you want to leave on people when this season is all said and done? Like, what do you want to leave on people?
I'm just a regular kid. Like I don't want people to think that like I'm someone you can't talk to or approach. Like I'll forever have a conversation with a fan or someone out in public, or I'll forever do whatever I can to help someone who needs something. Like that, it's not the basketball stuff like that comes and goes. Like it's how you treat people and who you are. That's what they're gonna remember. So that's really all I care about.
Definitely. So, is there any players that you look up to? Any players that you model your game after when it comes to the WNBA?
Not really. I think like I admire like a lot of players because of how talented they are and what they do for the league. But like I just want to be my own. Like I don't really want to like play too much like anyone else. Like I think it's definitely cool when people compare you to people, but I guess I just want to have a little bit of a bunch of different great players. I think that'd be cool.
So, okay, so some people would say that you remind them of Candace Parker,
Really?
and not for your basketball skills, but because of how you look.
Yeah, I get that a lot. Like even around in Raleigh, people will be like, "Are you Candace Parker?" I'm like, "No." Like I don't know. I had to look. I don't know if I see it or not, but hey, she Tito, so it's a compliment. But,
Okay, so before we get out of here, I gotta ask you, is there another player that you would like to see us do something like this with?
um, I would say Zoe, or it's got to be off my team.
No, it could be yeah, off the team, yeah, somebody else.
Um, I guess Hannah Hildago. I mean, she's got a lot of press, but she's really good. So
All right, so Hannah, you heard it. Camille want to see you on the show, so we're gonna have to figure out how we can get Hannah her doggo on here. But yeah, Camille. With that being said, like we really appreciate you taking the time. We know you didn't have to do this. Could have been doing anything else as a student athlete. You know, it's hard to get this time
yeah.
in. So we really appreciate this, like truly. But you know, we wish you nothing but the best this season. Wish you to just the team, just want to see y'all do great things. Really excited for the season. Just um, seeing how the team is going to operate this year. But outside of that, if you ain't got nothing for me, I got nothing for you. And
All right. Thank you.
yeah, and with that being said, peace.